I'm very glad to be here this evening, and what I'm going to be talking about is actually your what. We talk about our why a lot of times, and we talk about how we're going to come up with an idea that's going to bolster us and push us along. But tonight, I want to talk about what you're actually going to do. So let me screen share here. And this, as we go through this, this is just ideas of what you can do. These are ideas that you can use to build your own what. You have to dive down. You have to dig deep for this. It's not something that I can give you or your enroller can give to you. You have to find out what your what is going to be. That sounds really funny, but that's the truth. So as we go through on a what, let me make sure I've got this ready to go here. There we go. What will you do each day? You know, are you going to be setting goals every single day? Are you going to make that decision the night before? Or are you going to just whim it through the day and just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to just plan to do this later today, or I'm going to do this at noon or whatever. But you should plan the day ahead, and you need to make a decision. What are you going to do each day to build your actives business, to build your way to the top? Because if you don't set that goal or set that idea plan, you're not going to be able to go anywhere. The next thing right here is, what are you going to do each week? And as we go through this, think about the things that you can come up with. You might want to take notes, or you may want to just really think about these things, but don't just let your memory take hold here. Really write some of these things down and take it to heart that you're going to plan to do that. And last of all here, I'm going to talk about also, what will you do each month? You know, what's your plan? What's your goal? Again, set an idea, set a plan forward, because if you just are going to leave it to chance, nothing's going to happen. Nothing ever happens that way. And here, I hope that the screen doesn't cover up with how big it is there. Just kind of move me out of the way if I'm over the picture there. But what will you give up? You know, what are you willing to give up in your life so that you can have actives build for you? Because if you don't plan to give up something, you may not make it. It may not be important enough to you. And as we go through here, you know, a couple of things you might do here. You might give up sleeping in. You know, on our team, we have a call every morning, and the days that I don't work early, I have to really give up the sleeping in so that I can get on that 7 o'clock call in the morning. So I give up the sleeping in, and some people might give up TV. You might give up that extra TV time in the evening so that, you know, turn it off for a little bit, make a couple of calls, talk to a couple more people, or, you know, figure out something else to do other than just sitting in front of that TV, okay? The next one is just kind of a fun one here. You might give up ice cream, okay, until you sign 3 people up. You just come up with something funny if you have to. Say, you know what, I'm never gonna have ice cream until I at least have 3 people that I've signed up. Those are things that you can also add to the list. This doesn't have to be really big things like sleeping in or the TV like that, because some of those, but give up ice cream, okay? You know, have fun with this, okay? Right here. What will you change about yourself? This one's a little deeper, okay? You have to kind of dig down, because to really grow in a business, it's tough. You know, it's easy to go to your job that's 9 to 5, your boss tells you what to do, your supervisor just coaches you through the day, but you have to take it upon yourself in an actives business to really dig deep and find what you're gonna do and the things that you might have to change in your life. You might have to learn, will you be teachable? Are you gonna be able to have people talk to you and give you advice of what you need to be doing, and learn from that and grow and then do? You know, that's going to be a big change for some people. And will you be more consistent and reliable? You know, when you go to work, I work with people in my day job right now that, you know, they show up a few minutes late, it's not a big deal, or they you know, get sidetracked during the day, it's not a big deal. But if you do that in your actives business, you may have some stagnation in the business and not improve and grow. So you want to be able to find something that you're going to be more consistent with and more reliable. And again, that goes back to your planning your day, planning your week, and planning your month. Just being consistent with what you do every day. And those little tiny things you do every day grow into huge mountainous things in the future. I know Trish has talked about that a lot, about how those things can grow so much. And then, will you be more organized? Here's one that I hear a lot from people. They're like, well, I would like to be on that 7 a.m. call, but I just forget about it. Well, guess what? On my phone, I have an alarm that goes off 10 minutes before that every weekday. So even if I forget to set my alarm, it's automatically in my phone. My phone is going to wake me up. And there's been a morning or two that I'm like, why am I waking up? Oh, I have a call in 10 minutes. I got to get up and go do something. So be organized, put it on your calendar, set the alarms on your phone, or do something. The couple of things that I also did, every weekday, we have the call in. Since I'm in Arizona, it's at 6 o'clock. So I have an alarm in the evening time at 5 minutes to 6. It goes off every single weekday to remind me that we have a call. And the only calls that I miss are the ones that I'm stuck at work until after, or I have every other week, I have a call on Monday nights. So I miss those nights, but I don't miss them. This is what I decided to do. This is what I made up, is I'm on those 7 a.m. calls. And again, you may have heard the 7 a.m. one, I give myself 10 minutes. The evening one, I only have 5 minutes. So give me a little more time to wake up in the mornings. But that's what I did, to be organized and not leave it up to, well, I'll try and remember to be on the call. I set that alarm and it goes off every single day of the week. Last on here, oops, went too far. Will you read books to learn about this industry? Trish has a couple that she recommends in the units. And if you haven't gone through some of those units on Facebook, go through the units. If you haven't gotten to the books yet, keep going through those steps. Make sure you're doing those steps and getting through. Again, that's a what. What will you do? I encourage everyone on this call to go through the units that we've done on Facebook. If you have questions, ask Trish or I, but I have set a link in the discussion portion. It's stuck at the top of the page that'll take you right to the units if it's giving you trouble to get to the units, because Facebook is being weird on that. But go to the units and go through. Don't skim through and read ahead. Do the step. Finish that step through, then go on to the next step. And you will learn so much from that. And hopefully, maybe we can take this video and put it in the what section on there, because we do have a what unit. And you need to be able to go through and plan out your what, Let's see. And then here, what will you reward yourself with when you reach a goal? Okay. I mean, think about that. You've set goals. You have these great whats of other things. Now, what are you going to do when you actually reach a goal? That's still part of your what. You're planning to do some things. And when we first start out, a goal might be to have, go out to dinner. You might go out to a movie, because when you're in the lower levels, we don't, our paycheck isn't huge yet, but you can still reward yourself. You signed up a few people, you've signed up 2 or 3 people. Go and take that commission and go to dinner or go to a movie or something like that. Or right now, since a lot of the theaters aren't open, go buy a movie that you want or something like that. Find something from that. As the things get bigger, maybe when you get to, an A12 or something, you could plan to go on a trip, or maybe some of you might want a new wardrobe. These are the things that when you start getting higher in the ranks, you can plan these type of things that you're going to plan that what. Last one's kind of here is, as you get really high up there, you might look at getting into a new car or a house. Plus, by the way, the car, you actually do get some money towards that from actives too. So put that at that level. It's already kind of written into the comp plan, but make sure that you have it written down too, that you have it on your what list. Because if you're relying again on your memory or on your just thinking about it in the future, it may go to the wayside. So we want to make sure it's actually active on your brain. So as we do this what, this is just ideas for you to go through, and you may want to watch the replay of this and go through those sections again, but really think about what you plan to do and what you want to do, and then what you're going to give up and what you're going to put in your life so that you can build your actives business. So I want to end with one more thought that is part of this in my mind, a new idea on an old idea. So many of you may already know, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. You all know that one. You know the second part, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. I think everyone on this call probably recognizes those two lines together. I'm going to take it further. Teach a man to build a boat and you feed his family for a lifetime. Okay, so we went a little bit further. We've got this whole thing to feed his family. Well, welcome to network marketing, and we even have one more level. Teach a man to build a fleet of boats and you feed many families for a lifetime. So as we build an actives business and you come up with your what to go along with that, take these to heart and know that you can build something amazing and something great. Thank you everybody for being here tonight, and I turn the time back over.
Thanks, Ross. That was awesome. I really take my hat off to you and for that great business tip. Knowing your what is equally and just as important as knowing your why. And I appreciate, and one thing I liked about what you said today that I picked up on is what you do on a daily basis, even though small, will pay huge dividends in your future. And I love that, because sometimes we try to get ahead of ourselves and always wanting to do something else, but we don't take care of the what on a daily basis. And I think if we do that, you will see organizations grow. So I really appreciate that. And with that, I thank you guys and make sure you guys have a good night.